Whether you have developed a personal relationship with God for years or you are only beginning to discover who Jesus is, we all need guidance sometimes when it comes to prayer. And like most of you, we acknowledge it is often hard to find words to pray. That is why today I am going to share with you short but powerful prayer found in the Bible. This prayer is only one verse long and it is divided into 4 points. That is coming up next. Hi everyone, my name is Nashi Uhuru. Welcome to the Uhuru Reports, where we share principles about life and godliness, showing you the simplicity of the good news. The following short prayer offers guiding words to use for praying, and it covers all areas of life. This prayer is found in 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 10. It says, Jabez cried out to the God of Israel, "Oh, that you would bless and enlarge my territories. Let your hand be with me and keep me from harm, so that I will be free from pain." And God granted his request. The first prayer point in this prayer is the prayer for God's blessing. This prayer starts out by saying, "Oh, that thou bless me." This is where you simply and humbly asking God to bless you, to bless your business, to bless your idea or whatever it is you are trusting God for. You are not coming, naming and claiming or demanding anything from God, but rather recognizing that God again and again in his word invite his children to let their requests be made known to him. By the way, did you know that there were some things that only happened in the Bible because people were bold enough to ask God to do it? I'm reminded of a man named Hezekiah who was on his deathbed, and he cried out to God and said, "Oh God, will you be so gracious to extend my life?" And God essentially said, "Because you ask, I am going to add 15 more years to your life." The second prayer point is the prayer for influence rather than affluence. It says, "Oh, that you will bless me and enlarge my territory." Here is where we check our own motivation as to why we are asking God to bless us. Many Christians realize that asking God for anything through prayer must be done by faith. While we understand that our heart must be filled with faith, we must also examine our heart to ensure that it is not influenced by the wrong motivations. We know that doubt will quench our faith in God. But did you know that a wrong motivation in prayer will also stop God's attempt to answer your prayers? You can ask God to give you a bigger ministry so that you can have a wider sphere of influence on more people so as to make an internal impact in their life. And trust that as your influence expands, God will bring affluence. So, if your motivation is to reach more people for Jesus Christ with your ideas, then why would God not want to enlarge your territory? The third prayer point is a prayer for favor. He said, "And that your hand might be with me." This is where we ask God to do what we cannot do, where the natural stops and the supernatural takes over. It is where our preparation meets God's providence. It is here that we recognize that no matter how skillful, how intelligent, and how resourceful we are, we cannot accomplish what God has called us to accomplish by ourselves. We need God's power and his favor upon us, because when God's hand is on something, it cannot be stopped. So here we are essentially praying for three primary things. We're praying for relationship and people. This is where we ask God to bring the right people to help us pull this off. Praying that God will supernaturally ordain the right relationship to give us favor with people and opening up the right doors and opportunities. B, we pray for resources and provision. Here we are praying for God to provide supernaturally. We are praying that we would literally see the hand of God working behind the scene so that we can have the confidence to know that God has our back and what we are asking Him for. C, we're praying for outreach and promotion. This is where we pray that God will promote us to help us reach the people He intended us to reach. The fourth and the last prayer is a prayer for protection. Jabez said, "Keep me from harm that I may not experience pain." Here, we are praying that God will protect us from people who are jealous, people who are envious, and people who are vindictive. People who have secret agenda and people who do not have the best interest at heart for whatever it is that we are trusting God for. We are praying that God will keep us and our ministry covered from any and all attack that will distract, derail, and ultimately destroy us. This one verse, although short, is packed with power. So I want to encourage you to start praying those 4 things over your life, over your family and your business and your ministry and any other idea you are trusting God for today, and trust God to prosper you as He sees fit. Let this prayer be not something you quote verbatim necessarily, but a guide for how to pray. There is something within us that is oftentimes uncomfortable to ask God to bless something that we are doing. But I want you to notice one thing. This is not naming and claiming it. Jabez did not come to God in a prideful way, demanding that God give him a specific blessing. Rather, he left that up to God and simply said, "God, in what way you want to bless me, I am content." Thank you for joining us in this episode. If this video has blessed you in any way, be a blessing to others too by taking these 4 steps to join and spread this good news. Thumb up this video, subscribe by hitting the notification button, leave your comments, and share these videos to your loved ones. Shalom and peace to you.